Hello, this is Angie.Rodriguez, and I am going to be presenting on cooperative learning. So cooperative learning, I've given it a definition here of referring to students working in teams on an assignment or project under conditions that have a certain type of criteria depending on what the teacher or professor gives the students. And as long as, of course, they're satisfied, this includes team members being held accountable for their work individually and as a group as well. So this was from Felder and Brand 2007. So some of the positive attributes that I've listed here for cooperative learning include positive interdependence, individual accountability, face-to-face but promotive interaction, and fitting use of collaborative skills and group processing. So for positive interdependence, that's when your team members are going to rely on one another to achieve their goal. Individual accountability is when all your students in the group are held accountable as a group for doing their part or their share of the work. Face-to-face promotive interaction, that would be your group members giving one another feedback, challenging reasoning, and even teaching one another. For collaborative skills, that would build trust building skills, leadership skills, decision making, enhancing that communication, conflict management skills, which a lot of students and even adults, right, have issues with. Group processing, that's when you have your members set goals for the project or the assignment and assess their strengths and weaknesses. Now, in order to see this in action in an actual classroom, I've found this video on Edutopia. Let's check it out.
In today's lesson, we're going to take a look at more applications of exponential functions. Have a quick peek at our roles and our groups.
Every day in class, we are assigned a table group. We get to work with a bunch of different people.
We're going to go ahead and randomize you guys here.
And you're assigned roles.
I'm scribe.
The scribe is the person who's writing down what you're thinking. The speaker is the one who's presenting your information. The inquirer is someone going up to our teacher whenever your group has a question. And then the manager, they're in charge of the materials and making sure that everyone is on task. And then we need to write a key at the top. Our teacher is walking around the room and seeing how we're collaborating.
Nice.
And then at the end, he calls on different groups.
The simple interest had more money in the accounts.
Yeah.
When we're doing assigned roles, everyone is involved in answering a problem. That definitely helps making sure that you can grasp concepts.
So some of the benefits in the classroom for cooperative learning include, again, that conflict management, decision-making, leadership skills, teamwork skills. That also goes with your social and emotional learning, respect, empathy, self-awareness, social engagement, self-motivation. The possibilities are endless with those benefits. But some pitfalls include lack of interest and motivation, inattentiveness, decreased communication, low-level emotional intelligence. So these students tend to fall into that pitfall, but eventually their group members will pick them up again. So for technology and your cooperative learning, this would go along, for example, with Google Meet, which I use a lot in my district. I tend to use breakout rooms for that group work or that cooperative learning when they're working on something online. I use quizzes lessons, and that's when they have the lessons being brought to them by a video, pictures, and then I get to integrate questions in that lesson. And then, of course, Kahoot, their favorite game, and gamification there. And there are my reference. Thank you very much. And this was on cooperative learning.